All right, so we're back with the second part of volume. So the same formulas. So here we're still using, if we have a prism or a cylinder, then that means that we're going to use big B times little h. If we have a pyramid or cone, we're going to use volume equals 1/3 big B times little h. And if we have a sphere, we are going to use volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So if we look here, it says the net of a triangular prism is shown along with its dimensions. Find the volume of the prism. So they already tell us here that this is a prism, and they tell us specifically that it is a triangular prism. So since it's a prism, we're going to use volume equals big B times little h. And remember, big B stands for the area of the base. So since it's a triangular prism, that means the base is a triangle. So these are the bases. Okay. And so in order for us to find big B stands for the area of the base. So since it is a triangle, we're going to use 1/2. And then our base here is 5.5 times our height. Okay, I got the 5.5 from here. It should be the same from here. And then the height of the triangle is this one, which is 4.8. So I go ahead and punch this into the calculator. So 4.8 times 5.5 divided by 2, and that gives us 13.2. So big B is equal to 13.2. Okay. So now we need to imagine if I were to fold this shape up, which one is going to be the height? Which one's going to be little h? So if you look here, this would be the height of the prism. So you have to have a little bit of an imagination to be able to figure out how to fold that up and which one's going to be the height. So the height's going to be the 20 centimeters, sorry. So now that we know big B and we know little h, we're ready to plug into our volume formula. So volume equals big B, we said was 13.2. Little h is 20. And when we punch this into the calculator, 13.2 times 20, that gives us 264. And then our units are centimeters cubed. Remember, volume is to the third power. All right, the next one. The net of a rectangular prism is shown along with its dimensions. Find the volume of the prism. Okay, so on this one, we have another prism. They tell us that means that we're using volume equals big B times little h. And they tell us that it's a rectangular prism. So that means that the base is a rectangle. So luckily on this one, you get to pick which one is a base. You can pick whichever one you want, whichever rectangle, because there's 2 of each. So I'm going to pick this one is my base. Let me go ahead and do it in blue. And so this one is my base. Okay, say I picked that one as my base. That means that for big B, we're going to do this piece right here is 3. And then this piece right here is 6 from this number here. And so we're going to do 3 times 6, which is 18. That's going to be centimeters squared. Okay. So then now we're going to find the height of our prism. So we need to imagine, okay, say I fold this up. That means that this piece right here is going to be how high my prism is going to stand up. So in this case, it is going to be 2. So our h is 2 centimeters. So now we're ready to use the formula. So big B we said is 18. And little h we said was 2. So 18 times 2 is going to give me 36. Oh, it froze. 36 centimeters squared. Oh, no, not squared. Keep doing that. Sorry. Cubed. And that's it. All right, and then there's only one other one that I wanted to cover. It's this one. They want us to find the volume of the composite figure. So we're going to skip number 3. We're going to go straight into number 4. We're finding the volume. So if you notice, we have 2 shapes. We have a rectangular prism. Rectangular prism. Okay. And then it's actually a cube, but it's the same thing. And then from there, or it's the same formula, we also have a cylinder. Okay, what happens is they take this little rectangular prism and they cut out the cylinder part. So because they cut it out, we're going to take both of them and we're going to subtract them. Starting with the rectangular prism, it's going to be volume equals big B times little h. B stands for the area of the base. So in this case, our base is going to be 8 times 8 because it is a square base. So it's going to be 8 times 8, which is 64 feet squared. And then we have little h. Little h is going to be the height or how tall our prism is. So it's going to be 8 feet. So now we're ready to find the volume. Volume equals big B times little h, which is 64 times 8. And that gives us, let me see, 512. And our units are feet cubed. Okay. So now let's go ahead and find the volume of the cylinder. So our cylinder is going to use the same formula, volume equals big B times little h. Remember, big B stands for the area of the base of the cylinder. Okay, in this case, our circle is our base, so it's going to be pi r squared. So we need to find the radius. So if we look at this circle here, we know that from here to here is 8 feet because of this number here, so that makes the radius 4. So pi 4 squared is going to give us 16 pi. And our units are feet squared. Then the height of our cylinder. So how tall is it? So if we were to stand the cylinder up, this would be the height of the cylinder, which is also 8. So when we plug those two into the formula, our volume is going to equal big B times little h, which is 16 pi times 8. And so I'm going to leave this in terms of pi just to keep it a little bit neat. So it's going to give us 128 pi feet squared or cubed. So then from there we have both of the volumes. So remember, once we have both of the volumes, we need to subtract them. We need to subtract the cylinder out because that little piece is missing inside of that cube. So we're going to take 512 and subtract 128 pi. We're going to plug it into our calculator just like that. This time we will not leave it in terms of pi. And that is going to give us 109.9. And then our units are feet. And since it's volume, it's going to be cubed. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and send us an email, drop by our office hours, or go ahead and leave a comment. Thank you guys. Bye.